everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles. Last time, we began our journey to the Mechonis capital by entering where else? Mechonis Field. We also got all the way up to the 3rd floor. You can see just how far we have come already. This time, I think I'm just kind of stating the obvious and saying we're going higher into the field. And this brings me to something I didn't say last time. What is up with that stupid name? A field is like a big open place that you run around in. This is not Mechonis Field. This is like Mechonis Tower of Death or something, I don't know. But in all seriousness, it is not a field. Upon getting to the top of this lift, we have a story quest, opening the Bulkhead. You call my head fat boy. We have to use the 3rd floor master power panel to get the Bulkhead control panel working. Again, whatever the hell that means, I think we'll just look for quest objectives and be fine. So, upon getting to the top, you can see that there are 2 ether crystal deposits and a quest objective right next to each other. They're sitting there, taunting you. Unfortunately, they are on a higher level than us if the colors on the map are to be believed, so we can't get them right now. That is coming up, though. So, as we climb up a little higher, I have switched around the party a little bit since last time. That's right, it all comes together now. Well, I have taken, quite frankly, way too long to find a good opportunity. By the way, Utopia Crocus, is that like the utopia that the Flora Sapiens lived in under King Crocus during his rule in like Super Paper Mario? I don't know. But I have gone way too long without showing Melia's new art. She learned one back in like episode like 59 or 60, and it's just that since then, either a quest was specific to a certain character when we were doing any fighting, a quest just didn't have us doing any fighting whatsoever, or I just had her in the party, and during a chain attack, she already had 3 elementals because the AI sucks so hard. So, yeah, I just never really had a good opportunity to show it, though, but now I've had my fun with Fiora knocking enemies off of cliffs. I don't really think I'll play as her all that much more for the rest of Mechonis Field. It's not that I'm, you know, just kind of done with that. It's the fact that I just don't get that many more opportunities to do it. It just kind of, you don't really get all that many more chances to knock enemies off of cliffs. They're not going to be near cliffs. They're going to be mostly flying enemies, stuff like that. So, we have the very Bulkhead that we heard about in that quest, and Dunban learned a new skill. That reminds me, Charlotte maxed out her skill tree last video, so I've switched her over to a new one. And more importantly, conveyor belts. I get to run around on them, get all kinds of collectibles, and you can see, here is that little itty-bitty door that is like 10 times my size, actually. Yeah, that is the Bulkhead door that we are trying to open in doing our side quest. That is indeed our objective. Oh wait, crap, am I gonna miss that? Wait, no, wait, I did not need to go back! Wait! Oh god! Whoa! Oh god, I thought I was gonna, like, soar off the cliff right there because I was approaching it so quickly. Up ahead, even though I said I was gonna do some fighting, we have an M91 Dogma right there. We saw enemies similar to that back in Galahad Fortress, and quite frankly, they don't suffer from knockback, so that's kind of why I didn't want to be Fiora here. And second of all, it's just that they have some really mean talent arts, and if I'm not going to have Shulk in the party, which I don't really want to right now, I think I should just skip them, and I can skip them by just walking around down there and, you know, climbing back up over here, so it's not that big a deal. Either way, though, we have an offensive scout. Let's get into a fight and finally show off Melia's new art. Summon Ice. It gives either protect nearby allies when it's above her, and when she discharges it, it not only does damage, but also inflicts chill. Once again, Melia is an excellent damage over time character. If you can do all kinds of damaging debuffs early in a fight with her, or possibly have Ricky's do some different ones than her and then follow up with a say sorry from Ricky, it is nuts, especially during chain attacks. It's great. There's my auto attacks doing 1 damage. I probably shouldn't be attacking him so, well, that actually didn't matter. We killed him really quickly. And there's my pointless mind blast. Let's get our gold chest, actually. I didn't realize I got a gold chest, actually, until I said that. Got a Machina blade for Dunban with slots on it. Of course, I always get a vision. Bazatrak needs 2 reinforced jets to make the boots. We've heard about Bazatrax before. She is the girlfriend of that Machina that we saw back at the base of Digit 2. His name is kind of escaping me right now, which is really a shame because he was kind of the one that gave us an objective here, but I don't know. I can't really remember his name at the moment. I feel kind of ashamed. I'm usually so good about NPC names. Why am I not today? I'm just having an off day. Maybe I'm just not really feeling it. Okay. Whoa! I almost went off the cliff right there. With that very foreboding drop on either side of us, let's go over here. We have an item orb, some gears. Just trying to be very careful here. And we have an ether crystal deposit, so this wasn't in vain for us to go over here. Just get these, hopefully get something rare. Come on. Nope. back up to where we were after jumping down. We have another Mechon up here, and I want to fight it as well. Offensive Honey. Is it like, well, honey can't really spoil, so I don't really see how honey could possibly be offensive to consume, but I don't know. Either way, fighting another Mechon as melee gives me a chance to talk about something that you guys actually taught me recently down in the comments. I never knew this. I have stated in the past that Melia's anti-Mechon weapons kind of suck because she just does normal damage to Mechon anyway with her Ether Arts. That is actually not true. You do not do full damage with Ether Arts if you don't have an anti-Mechon weapon, you actually do half damage, but to explain why I thought that, it's because you don't really fight Mechon alongside other types of enemies very often. Typically, if you're fighting Mechon, you're just fighting Mechon for a while. And when I was fighting said Mechon, and I saw thousands of damage popping out of their heads when I was hitting them, you can see how I thought that I was doing full damage, and it seems like a lot of other people weren't aware of this either, because I did see quite a few other people saying, huh, I didn't know that either, but I'm just kind of speaking redundantly at this point. You get what I mean. You don't do 100% damage, do 50% damage. I am just gonna get the hell out of Dodge once again right here. I like saying that. I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that I've grown up in the South for most of my life. I don't know. Either way, we go up here and we have the Bulkhead controls. Get away from me. Oh god, he called more. Huh, they actually left. Maybe I should just tell my enemies to go away more often. There are all kinds of enemies just standing guard in front of the Bulkhead controls, and it's also a red LED, meaning that even if we killed them, we'd be unable to hit the switch. So, oh well, I guess I'll just give up and jump off a cliff, ending it all. Wrong! That's actually what you're supposed to do. The switch that you're supposed to hit to release the Bulkhead controls is right down here. You could just walk around the long way, but who wants to do that? Jumping off a cliff, but actually having a plan for doing so, that's how you get things done if you're the smart guy in cartoons, quite frankly. We have another button over here. Press it as a cylinder activation panel, and we have a cylinder spiral up to us this time so we can jump down. Hopefully this will give me an opportunity to show off Dunban's new art, so we don't go like 10 episodes without showing one off. Luckily nobody else has new art as far as I'm aware, I've checked. We go down here and jumping down the cylinder. I can keep catching on to the lips if I hold up on the control stick, and Melia beat me to the bottom but almost got herself killed in the process. Where's Ryan? Okay, warp down. That works. Waited around a little bit for Melia's health to go back up from that drop. Get ready for the wackiest enemy name yet, Defensive Onion. Maybe it just releases really strong odors that just set your nostrils on fire and that's its defense mechanism? I don't know, but what I do know is, we got a new art to show off as Dunban. Let's get this started with a chain attack, or not quite. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. I was doing a thing there and I actually did get to show it. So we'll do another Soaring Tempest while I have the Heat Haze up. There we go, got one full segment in the gauge already. We'll have Ryan do a Sword Drive. Melia, just do an elemental discharge, and if all works out, I should be able to use it. Yes! Dunban's new art! Demon Slayer! Oh, you have the coolest sounding attacks. If it is the final blow dealt to an enemy, it forces topple on everything else that's in the battle. Well, rather, all their enemies in the battle. If it was everything else in the battle, that would kind of suck, and you wouldn't want to use it. Dunban is so cool, he makes demon phases appear by hitting a hunk of metal with a sword. But seriously, this is an interesting art. It's really nice if you like just topple-locking enemies, which is definitely a really, really viable strategy in any battle. Just topple like an... Oh, like, I guess if they have a topple spike, it wouldn't be good, though, but you get what I mean. Oh boy, Melia is low on health, and I don't really have a healer in this fight. Let's go for the Gale Slash. Rhine times! I almost said blow the trick up the... That was so bad. You know what I mean? I was shooting him in the butt. That really didn't help. You're using an attack called Field Bash? Shulk's not even here. You can't do that. Just for that, I Demon Slayed you. Haha! Toppled your ally. So as you saw there, Dunban jumps up a little bit before he'll actually do the art. Because of that, it's got a bit of a delay on it. So, similar to Shulk's Shaker Edge, you really, really need to be on with the timing. Otherwise, you're going to miss your opportunity. Not only that, but there's also the fact that... Whoa! I died. Well, there is also the fact that I died. The thing seemingly had a topple spike on it. Anyway, I was stating that it's not always helpful and that your AI allies might kill the enemy before you get a chance to do it, so you want to do it a little bit in advance. There we go, at least we won. Still kind of weird that I actually died against it.
But we mustn't be careless.
But we mustn't be careless, even though I kind of was. Gets into a battle with a topple spiking enemy, decides it's a good time to show off a new topple art. Sounds like me in a nutshell. Melia, stop pushing me around. Okay, you can just climb from side to side down there, whatever you want. You know, I've said before that I kind of want the climbing AI fixed in Xenoblade Chronicles X, but honestly, I don't think I do. It's just... watching the AI try to climb alongside you when you're just moving all over the place, it's one of the most entertaining things, and while I know it is technically poor programming, and while I know it technically is lacking polish in that one little aspect, it's entertaining. It's kind of like the whole, you know, ice physics thing that I showed before on Valak Mountain. So, the lift that we came to this floor is right down there. Yeah, a floor is not necessarily a floor, it's actually several floors grouped together. And inside, we have those items that were taunting us earlier. I think I want to switch party members real quick. You see those blue things up on Fiora's head? Those are arms, and she's doing the caramel dancing. And now, you can never unsee it. You're welcome! I just picked up a water boatman after that fight as a collectible. My mental image is that there was like some old man wearing a boat hat and he had like one tooth in his mouth and he was like all soggy looking. And he's just like, hey there, Fiora, you want to take a ride in my boat? And she just picked him up and shoved him in her pocket because she's a machine and she can crush him to be that small. Back on track, these are the ether crystal deposits that we saw on the map when we first got to this floor, and there is that red item orb right there behind where the enemies were. So I'm just gonna grab all these ether crystals and, that collectible that I just picked up is very special, the Energy Aubergine. Why is that one so special? Well, I just kind of want to take a look at these crystals really quick. Okay, looking pretty good. Get that red item orb. That's the third of the 4 memory pieces that we need. Let's go into our inventory and check out that collectible. It is a bitter green aubergine that builds stamina, recommended for men. I have no idea what an aubergine is, but I'll take the game's word for it that it's a vegetable of some kind. Because it's recommended for men, and we don't have a manlier man in the party than Ryan, how about we give it to him? We get 3 hearts of affinity for that, and when we exit our menu, we have randomly gain experience, which, if the text will catch up. Come on. You can do it. We got Auber the Top as an achievement. I don't get it at all. It's probably some English term that no one in the United States ever says. Tends to be the case with a lot of things that I've never heard of in this game or think sound funny, but yeah. You get an achievement for that. It's not really that much experience, but I guess you might as well do it. Not only that, but there is a similar achievement that we could have actually done a lot earlier. The Ether Plum item. Remember how a few videos ago Dunban stated that he didn't like fruit? Well, let's have, I guess Shulk's got the most affinity, so it's the most expendable. Let's give that to Dunban. We give him the Ether Plum, which is a Valak Mountain collectible. Like I said, we could have done this sooner, but I just kind of felt like it'd be a good time to do these 2 right back to back. You get the achievement, thanks but no thanks. Again, I love the humor in this game. It's great. With 2 more achievements in the books, I think I'm gonna skip travel back over to the Bulkhead controls, and don't be fooled by that quest icon that's covering it up. That is indeed a landmark that you can skip travel to. We have 2 tricks, 2 defensive onions, and an amorous arca. I don't think I want to fight a Mechon that would be described as amorous. That sounds not only disturbing, but very painful if it actually got its wish with things. But let's not get into that. And I was talking about the humor in this game when we got those achievements. That is something I want to bring up. A lot of people consider this a very influential RPG, just to the past generation, possibly even to the future of gaming though, because let's be honest, Final Fantasy 15 looks like Xenoblade, but with a car. Let's be totally honest, it really does. And I feel like this could be a very, very influential game, with so many developers just seeming to take note as to how big of a success this was critically. I mean, it is one of the highest rated games of all time, and that's not exactly something you hear said about RPGs lately. And I feel like part of the reason why, in addition to just the open world and just how much exploration you can do, I feel like part of the reason why this was such a memorable and influential game was the humor. There are some really funny jokes in there, not just in the achievement section. I mean, there's the Rhine time, there's the bunch of jokers, there's I'm really feeling it. There are a lot of very quotable jokes in this one RPG, and with it being such a big game where you hear them a lot, it's great. You get what I mean. I hope that developers not only take note of the open world and the exploration and just how grand the scale of this world was and how well put together it all was, but also the humor making this long ride just so memorable the whole way through, because last time I could really think of an RPG having a good joke was So Zeta Slow from The World Ends With You, and that was quite a few years ago at this point. Anyway, with that battle done, we have the Bulkhead control panel, and did I say little itty-bitty door back when we were there last time? Silly me, my bad. Yep, you didn't think the door would be that big, would you? It's so great, it's actually kind of ridiculous and almost funny in a way, just how gigantic that door is. I mean, there's no Mechon that are that big that would be going through those conveyor belts needing a door that huge, but you know what? It's the Mechonis. Of course it's gonna be gigantic. With all that done, though, we have completed opening the bulkhead, and we got, oh, more collectibles. A tweet, Scarlet Crawler, and a flame frame. That would get really mixed up if this game was originally in English and it got translated into Japanese. Okay, that was not really, like, the best thing to say. I'm not really making fun of anybody, though, but as somebody that grew up in the 90s, you saw a lot of L's and R's in games translated. In fact, I am amazed there's not more games, like, on the Super Nintendo that didn't get, like, the L and R buttons mixed up when explaining the controls and stuff like that. Like, I'm really surprised that wasn't a super common problem. Like, it's really odd when you actually think about it that it wasn't, but either way, we are outside the Mechonis now. You can see that swirling black cloud around the base of the Mechonis. You can see how far away the fallen arm was, or at least you could. Now we're climbing on a wall, and I can't swivel the camera around again without falling off, but there we go. Now that we're at the top, you can see that. Sorry about the cut there. I just wanted to switch back over to Shulk and get the camera angle just right for this. You can see the pathway that we walked into Mechonis Field from here. You can also see the fallen arm and just how far away it is now. But if you look at the Bionis, you can get a really clear shot of the Bionis knee as well as those overhanging cliffs on Bionis leg. When we crawled out onto the leg for the first time, and I said that as big as Bionis leg seems, it's actually one of the smaller places in this world, and it's nothing compared to what we're going to experience. Hopefully you believe me, because this really puts it into perspective of just how small that really was, and just how grand this whole place really is. We have a Machina right here out of nowhere, a garrison troop. We were supposed to look for a Machina Refuge, so I never expect to see any Homs all the way up here. You don't look hostile to me. We are carrying the sword that the Bionis used to genocide like 90% of your people, and you don't think we look dangerous? Okay, I guess to be fair, it's nice of him to think that way, but still, I do find it a little bit strange that was his immediate reaction. Ah, you just got the Minato on your back, the thing that killed millions of my people. No big deal. We got an Azure Hollyhock right there, and as we climb higher up, there is some really, really strange things here. You don't want to miss exploring the outside of the Mechonis right here, because there is a lot to be found, and honestly, on my first playthrough, I didn't find any of this stuff, believe it or not. First off, if you don't take that ventilation duct and you just walk a tiny bit further, in fact, 2 steps further than it, no less, you will discover Great Battle Scar, a secret area. Worst kept secret I think I've ever seen in my life. And believe it or not, like I said, I didn't find it on my first playthrough. I was, like, ashamed of myself. Not only that, but should you get on this, you can slide down the Battle Scar, and there are item ores for you to get. There's a tweet, but more importantly, we have the energy aubergine, but also the Mechon, or the memory 925 piece. Okay, whoa, whoa! I thought I was gonna. Whoa. Fiora, you went flying through the air and just smacked right into me, pushing me along. How rude. Back up by the Battle Scar as the really amazing part of the song kicks on. You can see the Mechonis arm that Egil rebuilt very clearly from here. You can see the digits on it. You can see just how it connects to the body and everything. Or rather, you could have seen it, and then you just got a face full of pixelated wall because of us flying right up into it. So, the way that you want to go is right over there to the left once you come up, though. But we don't want to do that quite yet. Instead, we choose to challenge the limits of how far we can go. We go off to the right, and we are higher up on the Great Battle Scar than we were before. And you can see where the Mechonis arm attached to the body back there. I believe that this scar is the slash that detached the arm from the body, because if it wasn't a kneeling pose and the shoulder wasn't that much higher than us right now, it is possible that part of the leg could have been sliced by that same slash. Now, let's get this, and I'm gonna go down a slide and miss that first item entirely. No, I'm not missing. Good, I'm not missing. We want to go down here, 2 item orbs, thank God it didn't fall off, and with another water boatman in the pocket, this time thanks to Shulk, we have a place that we can climb up. You can see that there are quest objectives and a shop here. We climb up, and this is the Machina Refuge that we were told we needed to discover. You're all her new art. Wow, how fitting that she did that in a Machina-based area. We'll get this fire gear. Yeah, it is actually a fire gear. Wow, I don't know why I didn't notice that till now. Either way, either crystal deposit, and more importantly, Bazatrox is here, the one we were instructed to find by Zarkort. Wow, it's beautiful. Is it a tear of the sky? I can't believe it. I'll treasure it always. But how did he get it? There's no way he could go to the distant fingertip. Wow, good to know you believe in your boyfriend. Oh, what a relief. Another problem solved. Yes, indeed. A job well done. Never mind. It's the thought that's important. Could you thank him for me and tell him that I can't go back yet? The Mechon have been more active lately, so I can't leave. We actually completed the side quest from doing that. We don't need to go back to him, but I believe we get some more affinity links should we actually do that. Indeed, we have a long-distance relationship between these two, but they are very happy indeed. Let's talk to her and see what her new objective is. I really want to thank you. You came all the way here to find me and bring Zarkort's present. I'm here to listen. Wow, Charla, you just really want to relish in this compliment while she's saying it. I want you to make a pair of my special boots. Thanks for coming here, and thanks for doing this for me. As your reward, you get to make me a pair of shoes! But I might have to give up on that idea. I've just made a pair for Zarkort. I used up all the materials I had with me, and I can't live here to go and find more. Aren't your feet, like, metallic or something? You know, wouldn't you not have to worry? That's quite a good hobby to make shoes. I like to think so. I sometimes make boots as well, but Hom's ones. I'd be interested in knowing how to make Machina boots. So does Charla make her own clothes, and if so, she dresses like that? Interesting. I'm pretty sure I can make boots that would fit you. I look forward to seeing them. We can find the materials. All I need are reinforced jets and reinforced plungers. Does that mean we're gonna have like hover shoes if they have like jets and plungers in them? That's awesome. We have best boots. There are multiple quest objectives, but we already know what they are. Our reward is unknown, but presumably it has something to do with feet. At least I would hope it does. And how fitting that we're on the foot of the Mechonis when we're doing this. Well, I guess we are, like, higher up onto the leg now, so yeah. But she guarantees that Charla is gonna love the boots. You can count on us. We'll get it done. That's right. Leave it to us. Leave it to Ryan, he says. Got the jets, and did we get the other ones? Yes, we did. Wow. Very easily completed. Let's talk to her again. Have you got the materials? Already. Great. Can you hold on a bit? They'll be ready soon.
2 hours later.
All done. I'm like picturing like the Wii Fit thing being like, all done. So they're a perfect fit. Apparently she knew Charlotte's shoe size even though she'd never met her before. Good, it was our pleasure. Going back to the village soon. I'll get a replacement, so I'll probably be working down there. I can't wait to see Zarkort. It's been a while since we last met. We got a huge star for that actually. That might have given us 2 stars with Mechonis. We got M100 Greaves. And a Quick Step 5 gem. What? Wow, I didn't know we were gonna get that out of this. Damn, I know it's going on Shulk immediately. Unfortunately, even though Charlotte did all the work for those shoes and was getting excited for them, those Greaves can only go on Fiora. I think I will at least check them out right now. Oh wait, no, silly me, I forgot. Fiora's foot equipment goes to the drones on her back. What was I thinking? These look like heavy armor. Unfortunately, I don't really think I have a use for these. If Charlotte could equip heavy armor, I'd probably give them to her, but I don't really want to link a skill just so I can have these shoes on her, so I guess she'll carry around these shoes and they'll look nice. Ah, what the heck, we'll see what they look on Ryan. Wow, those are... Damn, when she said that we'd love them and that they look awesome, she was not kidding. Those really do look cool. So if they look like that, what happened to the jets that we put in them, you might ask? Well, they are just so heavy that you need jets to even be able to walk in them. So with all that done, we have some other things to do here. First off, we have this garrison troop. He has monster quests for us. Not really anything all that special. We need to take out some M66 tricks. We've been taking these out the whole time, so don't really seem like they'd be all that hard to find. He does say, like, I wish Lady Maynith, like, looks over you or something like that. I'm just toning him out entirely. He's, like, wishing us well from presumably who is his god, and I'm just kind of cutting him out. So we have to go to level 4 to hunt the Revolutionary Bifrons. May Lady Maynith protect you. There, I listened to your blessing that time. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm sorry. That was very rude of me. So we also have the Infernal Cockerel. If that is destroyed, the village will be safe. Seems like they also have trouble with the Mechon trying to wipe them out. And that is near Power Supply Area 2 in Mechonis Field. So we have, you know, some monsters coming up that we are going to need to hunt, and we'll get some free money for doing it. Watch your footing when fighting it, he says. Might also need to remember that. And he does not have any more objectives for us. However, we got a shop here, and we also did get some new equipment from that side quest that we just completed, so how about we try upgrading our equipment? First off, prepare to break the bank. We now have Machina 2 weapons. These are more powerful anti-Mechon weapons, and as you can guess, if you don't want to use any sort of Monado enchant or anything like that, you want these. I'm probably going to buy them for every character. You have 2 options with Fiora. Her Chaos Break gives you physical defense down 4, which makes so her auto attacks have a 20% chance of lowering physical defense by 15%. The other one, the Omega Break, gives her HP up 4 and Arts heal 4. While that is good for tanking, I personally think I'm going to go with Chaos Break because I just want the damage on her. I'm not gonna lie, I just had a really huge brain fart. I looked through all these weapons, and I for a second thought, Hey, wait, where's the Machina Minato 2 for Shulk? For head armor, you have H-Speed goggles and H-Attack goggles. Pretty self-explanatory what they raise, but they have open slots, which is different from what we've seen for Fiora so far, as she always had unique equipment up to this point. Other than that, though, even though these are speed and attack, all the other ones are ether and attack. I don't really get why that one is just different from the others, but... Oh, actually, no, we have ether and speed, and then we have, ether and attack again. Confusing to say the least, but I'll find something that works for me. Other than that, we have 2 new drone sets for Fiora. We have the Sakura drones, which give gun drones 2, and the Astarte drones, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which give the cannon drones 2. These are just more powerful versions of the 2 existing talent arts that we've already seen her use, so it's nothing new, just more powerful. Personally, the Astarte drones, they give her more... Actually, they don't FR give her more stats. I think I might go for the Sakura drones, actually. Just as I was about to be like, well, of course you want to go with this because all the stats are higher. Of course not. I'm not even paying attention to the numbers well enough to even see that agility went down by 1 point. Ugh. So I did all the shopping I wanted to do. Remember that 600,000 gold I had before we started this? Bye-bye. Yep, down to just 7,289 now. Why must anti-Mechon weapons be so expensive? And it's not even Dixon pulling the wool over my eyes this time, it's the Machina. You'd think that it'd be cheaper for them considering they've been having to fend off Mechon for like 1,000 years at this point, but of course not. Anyway though, I want to talk to this garrison troop over here. Are you looking for Egil? Then the final battle must be near. But we've still got a job to do. I'll stay here and continue to monitor the Mecon's movements. You did well to find us here. That slope must have been quite slippery. But we have to hide out in this place so Mechon don't find us. The slippery slide, he says. Well, I know where I'm going now that we're done here in the Refuge. We will be coming back here later, like I said. I just don't want to, do too many quests for the time being, because we're already very competently leveled. Anyway, the thing I got the most affinity for. This slide. Let's go! Actually, I'm going to take a lot of damage right here. Hopefully fine. Okay, I'm good. I need to slow down! Here we go. Whoa, Melia! Oh, well, she's got wings. I guess you need a flying lesson sometime. Aw, I wanted to see her take flight. That would have been cool, even if those wings are, like, Dragonite proportions compared to the rest of her body. So, we want to head over to this exhaust vent once again, and I gotta say, wouldn't that, like, fill your lungs with, like, toxic chemicals if the exhaust is strong enough to, like, blow you up as high as this does? I mean, your nostrils are pointed downward. I think that would have enough force to, like, get down into your lungs. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to put too much logic into a fantasy world, but how about we go forward? Go deeper into Mechonis Field.
Whoa! Don't look down. Anyone know where we are? Other than high up.
Maybe somewhere around the thigh?
The thigh? You mean we ain't even halfway there yet?
Stop moaning about it. Look, we can make camp over there. Let's rest for a while.
Fiora, are you sure you're feeling okay?
I feel a bit like I haven't got used to this body yet. But please, whatever you do, don't tell Shulk about it. I'm sorry, Dunban.
Don't worry about it. Back when my arm was injured, it was you who took care of me.
I'd almost forgotten. It seems so long ago now.
Thanks, Ryan.
Doing a spot of maintenance?
Yeah. The sighting's been a bit off lately.
You know, Mechon let us have some new parts. I could make you a new rifle if you want.
Thanks. But I want to keep using this one for now.
Shulk, get a clue, man. It's more than just a weapon to her. She can't just throw it away and get a new one.
Yeah. I suppose so.
If she let anything happen to it, I bet she'd get a whack from old Atharon.
Doesn't my man ever rest?
Not a chance. The lives of everyone in the colony rely on the defense force. Our readiness and our will to keep on fighting.
We never know when the Mechon will strike next.
No. But I won't let anyone else die. If only I had more power!
Stop it! Gaddo, it's not your fault!
We lost 30 men in Fortress 3 alone.
Listen to me. Nobody knew that so many Mechon would come. More people would have died if it wasn't for you.
It's not about reducing casualties. We lost 30 men. And we've lost the fortress. Those men died for nothing!
Would their deaths have meaning if we'd won?
Yes. At least they would have died for something. This is the end now. It's either the Mechon or us. I don't care if I'm the last man standing. I'll take them down!
Hey, Ryan.
What is it?
Do you want to beat the Mechon?
Of course. What are you asking that for?
At any cost? Even if it means giving your own life?
Giving my own life? No way. I can't do anything if I'm dead. I'm gonna take down the Mechon and survive. And there's no way I'm gonna lose Shulk, Fiora, or you along the way. We're all gonna win this and get out alive.
If only we all thought like you.
What do you mean?
It's charming.
What?
We should get moving. We don't have time to hang around.
Ryan, did you rest well?
Yeah, I feel great.
It looks like we're about to re-enter the Mechonis. Brace yourselves.
Got it.
Dun, you okay?
Oh, it's nothing. Just my imagination.